Good morning, you guys. And good morning, Bella. Sit. I gotta show you how much she loves holding hands. Sit. Good girl. Come here. Okay. You got dirt on your face and your back. No, we don't nibble. No. Sorry about this cord. I gotta fix that. So I'm worried about one of the chickens. Yesterday, it's one of the original ones that we brought from our last house. Yesterday, when I went to feed them, she was off in the back corner, kind of laying on the ground, and then she kind of got up and limped toward the bowl. You can see that she's kind of keeping her tail down. If you notice, it's kind of tucked under. Now, she is the oldest chicken that we have. I'm guessing she's around 5 or 6 years old. Her name's Mrs. Howell. If you remember, we had the Gilligan's Island theme at our last house. And she's had some issues for a few years, actually. Her egg shells have been super thin, like almost where you can't even grab it to pick it up. It just breaks in your hand. So I'm not really sure what that problem is. They all get the same feed. So I'm definitely splitting the feed into 2 bowls so that she can try and get in and get some food. Well, she's not going in to eat with the rest, so not the best sign. All right, Bella, you ready for breakfast? That is not a water dish. Hey, out. Good girl. Let's go get breakfast. Come on. Oh, guess what? Daisy loves pumpkin. I came down here yesterday and she had that first one almost completely gone. And now she's got the second one that I gave her yesterday almost completely gone. You like that? You want some hay? Okay, give you some hay. While we're right here, a few of you were asking why I have these clear plastic drawers in here. Yeah, that's kind of weird and a good question. Mainly because this front here is still a little bit too tall for her. It's hard for her to reach the bottom to get the hay out. Hi, sorry, am I bugging you? So I don't necessarily want to lower the front because she's going to get a little bit taller, and I think then it will be perfect. So I'm just using these clear drawers to raise the hay up off of the metal and get it within reach. And those are what I had handy, and they were the perfect fit. So that's why they're there. Also, a few of you were concerned that I screwed these into the wood, and so how can I clean them? For now, at least, like that. All right, everybody's happy and eating. So a few people in the last few videos have mentioned how much better my place might look if I didn't have things laying around, things not put away, and if I would just finish projects that I started. And don't think I haven't heard the same for many, many years. In fact, probably my whole life. And don't think I don't hear things like that from Emilie. Like that easy up right there. It needs to be thrown away because it doesn't work, but it doesn't fit in a trash can. And so in my ADHD brain, I don't see it. I don't see these retaining wall pegs that have been laying here for months next to an unfinished stairway and a few unfinished walls. I don't see this tray that I used to mix stucco in that's been laying there since I finished the stucco. And how long has that been? Now, to be fair, that was hidden behind the large oleander that I just cut way back and I'm taking out. I don't see this eyesore. That needs to be, these 2 pieces need to be moved into our shed. I'm going to use them for extra storage. Right now, they've just been sitting here on the side of the house. And here's a mirror. Several videos back, I started cutting these trees here. That was several videos back. That was before we even started work on the barn. And I kind of just let all of the pieces I cut off just lay here on the patio. Now, to be fair again, I had to immediately, that's what we found out we were getting Daisy early, I had to immediately jump into getting the corral and the barn built and everything over there ready. But less of an excuse is the conglomeration of plants that I put here in this area when we went to Hawaii in July so they could all be watered by a misting system while we were gone. That's been, what, 5 months? I think in order to stay sane, I compartmentalize in my brain what needs to be done at that moment, and the rest I'm completely blind to. Now, I can only use ADHD as an excuse for so long, but I do have a lot going on. And I don't really realize it until someone brings it to my attention, like Emilie or some of you. So today, I'm going to take some time to clean things up that have been going on for way too long. I started yesterday by cleaning up. Hey, don't be so crazy. Sit. I started yesterday by cleaning up the patio where all of those trees I cut down were still laying. Some of them were already cut into lengths for the new fence up in the cottage garden. And some of them just needed to be moved over to the pasture area to be buried under dirt. So it took an hour and a half, 2 hours, but I got it done. I ended up stacking the cut pieces for the fence in the cottage garden, so they're ready when I'm ready to build it. So look at all this free wood. So these pieces here are 4 feet long. They're the sturdier pieces that are going to serve as the upright posts. And then these are 6 feet long, and they're going to serve as the rails that go along the sides between the posts. These here are going to be the arbor. They're 10 feet tall, and all of them have a fork at the top. So this arbor is going to be the entrance to the cottage garden from the driveway on this side. And it'll be those four 10-foot posts and then cross pieces going between those forks. And I'll have a climbing rose on that. So here's something else. Back when I planted these geraniums in here, remember those cuttings? Look how good they're doing now. But I had set up an umbrella. It was a hot day, so I had an umbrella stuck in this bucket of sand and dirt. It's still there. So part of what's prompted this is not just the comments that I got from some of you, but we have a get-together at our house this coming weekend. And so that's when my eyes kind of get opened up to what's laying around and needs to be taken care of. Now, you might say, I have people here twice a week, 3 times a week because of my YouTube channels. And that's correct. But if I had to worry about getting everything perfect for every video, I wouldn't be doing videos. So what you see here is real life. This is not some fabricated set for a TV show. So I apologize if the background sometimes looks like this and just not prim and proper and perfect. So this side now is pretty much cleaned up. I have these laying here on purpose. I'll let you know why later. On this side though, we have some work to do today. I did work on this corner yesterday. Most of what was here was just pots filled with potting soil. The plants that were in them had died. I moved a lot of the tropicals over here where they're going to be, including these 3 giant bird of paradise that are going to go out here in this area. But today, I got to take care of some of this. This is just a whole bunch of drip tube that was in this area that I had to pull out to weed eat. I've got pieces from the fence, pieces of 2x4s of cutting off to make these boards the right length. And then I've got this corrugated metal that I had brought down to see if it would work for that, and it didn't. So hopefully some before and afters in this video will be satisfying. Also, later in the video, I'm going to take you on a full tour of all the Christmas decorations, inside and out. Of course, we'll need to wait for the sun to go down for a lot of the outside ones. I do want to show you the poinsettia pots. And eventually, I will have something built to hide all these trash cans. Eventually. So take a look. The Dusty Miller is not looking too bad. It wilts down in the middle of the day and then it comes back at night. And then I tried this in this pot, was to put some pine sprigs in. Now these are not real. These are ones that we bought to do Daisy's garland, but then we ended up finding a cheaper solution and we were gonna return these. You guys ever do that? You think you're gonna return something and then you find another use for them, so you end up keeping them? So I think I like the look of that. I'm gonna put that in all these pots here. Depending on how many I have, I might put some in those pots as well. Hey, look who's there. It's Scar. That's where he spends most of his daylight time. Actually, 100% of his daylight time. In the last video, I mentioned that we live where poinsettias can grow year-round. And I said that, you know, where we used to live, there was a place that had like 10-foot tall poinsettias. And a lot of you had said, I can't even imagine that. So I'm gonna put in a couple pictures here right now so you don't have to imagine it. You can actually see what they look like. So I'm gonna take Daisy on another walk. I know you guys enjoyed that last time. I enjoyed it too. And I'm gonna have to start doing that more often because she really needs to be trained. She's strong. She's only gonna get stronger. And if I don't really train her to that lead, it's gonna be difficult to manage her when she's older. I need to continue leash training for this one as well. I kind of slacked off on that getting ready for Daisy. One more cleanup project that I did yesterday was the old little chicken coop that was in this area right here outside of the master bedroom. I built this chicken coop right in the frenzy of moving in. I slapped it together because I had to get the 3 chickens from our old house to here, and I needed something to put them in. And then over the past couple of years, it served as a halfway house for chickens. Once I had the main flock up in the coop, we got a pair in the summer that were babies. They needed to be grown larger to go in there and fend for themselves once they get into the main coop. That one happened to be a rooster, if you remember. And then this spring, we got 2 new ones. They were in here, but it became time to finally just get rid of this. So right here where it was, well, first of all, I need to finish. I have the piping going from the drains, from the gutters. It's going to go down through here and out that wall. So I have to put that in place. But then I'm going to plant a fig tree right here, semi-dwarf fig tree. And I think it's going to be this fig tree right here. But I have to let this go dormant, which will still be another month or so. This has grown a lot this past year. I planted this when we'd only lived here a couple of months. I had a vague idea of what I wanted going on here in the Mediterranean garden, but that has since changed. The logistics of how things are going to be laid out here had to change, and so now that is in the wrong spot. So once it goes dormant, I'll dig it up and move it over there. Okay guys, it's after dark. So So we're gonna start down at Daisy's corral. Well, first, lights that are here all the time, the lanterns in the patio cover. Now, half of them have burnt out, and I'm going to be dealing with that and actually changing some things up in there. And I'm gonna be doing some really cool things in there that I'm excited about, as long as they all work. But I'll be covering that probably on the next video. So we'll go down to the corral now. You can see we put lights all the way down this new fence. I'm kind of debating, we bought this garland pre-lit, and I'm thinking I would be happy with another string through it to brighten it up a little bit. Let's take a closer look. Hi, Daisy girl. How you doing tonight? So some of this, you know, like the big jingle bells, you can see a lot better in the daytime. But that's how it goes with Christmas decorations. All right, so you can follow the fence line all the way up. And you can see the big Christmas tree in the windows. And then way up there, it's the cottage. Let's head up there now. I don't know if you can see Bella out there sleeping on her, or laying on her dirt pile. So we have a basic string of lights around the front eaves. I'm thinking I kind of want to go, you can't even see my hand, up the secondary peak there, and maybe up this peak. I think that would look more finished. But now, loving it. So we've got the wreaths on each gate. And like I said, they're solar, so they're not super bright compared to everything else. But we've got enough light on the cottage itself so you can see the poinsettias. Not sure how it's coming across on camera. And then we've got our sweet pea TP trellis tree, which is a little wiggly. It looks like kind of like the Grinch tree. That's all right. So we've got the green solar lights, and then we've got a couple of strands of multicolor running through it. Next year, we'll probably fill in this area. But next year, like I mentioned, we have all these trees, the cherries, the apples, the red buds. So there'll be a lot more lights higher in the air next Christmas. And we've got the other wreath up here on the second gate. So it's going to be fun as we continue to expand all around the property, and at the same time kind of consider how each area will be decorated for Christmas. But I'm happy so far. It's not a ton, it's just enough. Let's head in the house. I'm thinking it actually might be better in the morning to kind of get more of the detail. So we got the mantle. This is our multicolored tree that has all of our kind of keepsake ornaments, all the way back from when I was a kid to Noah as a baby. And then the big tree, more of the glam slash farm, if you can do that. You've got the sparkle, but you've also got the trailer with the tree on it, and the pickup truck with the tree in it. So I think what I'll do in the morning is maybe give you a little bit closer look at the trees and the mantle with the lights on. We can go in the kitchen though. Above the microwave. Emily and I have had this since we were first married. I think we had it in our first apartment. If you look out the kitchen window, you can see the cottage and all the lights. All right, we'll take a closer look in the morning. All right, it's the next day, obviously. I'm not sure what I was thinking. I'm not sure what you guys want to see more of. I don't know what to say. I guess just a bit of a daytime view of things. So we put up our trees so early that they have to be fake trees. And we keep them up for so long, they would be dead. We went more simple with the mantle this year. Just some pine cones, a few ornaments. It's not a deep mantle. I literally just made this mantle. We put this, I don't even know what this is, 4x6. And that wasn't wide enough. So then I put is that a 12 or an 8? Probably 8-inch wide board on top. And the most I ever got done on it was priming it. And we ended up liking the look of the primer. Okay, fine, we got used to the look of the primer, but other people liked it. I think it looks okay, but it was one of those jobs that I did real quick and then lost interest, and then it was time to decorate, and so we just did it, and now it's been like that for 2 years. But I'm happy with it. Emilie's curly poinsettia. This will always be my favorite tree because it's got so many of the ornaments that I grew up with. This nativity here was my grandmother's, and I found it in her Christmas box when she passed away. So it gets a place of prominence on the tree. And of course, I showed you this one last night because he's just the cutest baby in the whole world. This was my grandmother's also. This is probably the oldest ornament on the tree, 1982. And ornaments are a great way to know what you're bringing home from any given trip. They're just a really easy way to commemorate vacations and remember them every year when you put them on the tree. Well, I hope that wasn't anticlimactic. I know different types of content creators give detailed tours of their house indoors. I don't even know how to do that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.